Garden, and welcome to another reading lesson. Today is a very exciting day because we are starting a brand new module. And our module is going to take us all around the world, which is what we're looking at right now. Before we dive into our reading thinking job and our new text for today, I have a question for you. Today's text tells all about the place in the world where we live. Your teacher is going to pause the video and you guys are going to talk about what city or town do you live in, what state do we live in, and what country do we live in. So your teacher might have talked to you about we live in the country of North America, the United States. And the state we live in is New York State. And some of us might live right in Albany, right where I'm located. Some of us might live far away from Albany or close to Albany, and it's so exciting to find out all about where we live. And today, we're going to learn all about the country that we live in called North America by reading the text introducing North America. So, let's dive into our reading thinking steps, our reading thinking job, which is I can identify key details. So we're going to do this by looking at the details that repeat. They're going to be places, they're going to be people, actions, and ideas. And then we're going to ask ourselves what details make sense to us. And some details might be very interesting, but might not be as important. So let's dive into our text introducing North America. Okay, we're about to dive into our new text introducing North America. Before I dive into the text, I want to first refresh our memory about the front cover. Right now we're looking at the front cover of our new text. I want you to think, what do you see on the front cover of this text? Your teacher's going to pause the video. When we're reading a book, we're always going to see a front cover. It's going to be where we need to start the book. And on the front cover, you're going to find the title. And the title on this book is in big red words and blue words. We also, most of the time on a front cover, will see a picture. And in the picture, we can still see people riding horses. We can see rock and water. We might learn more about what this is later. And we can also see a map, a part of a map. So let's dive into the text introducing North America. Here we're looking at the contents. In informational books like this, you're going to see a contents. This content page tells you important things that we're going to learn in this text and the page that you can find it on. So for example, we're going to be using Introducing North America for our writing piece. So you could use this contents to jump right to the information that you needed. So if you chose to write about plants, you could go straight to page 16. We'll also learn here that some words are shown in bold like this. We are going to be able to find what those words mean at the end of the book in the glossary. About North America. North America is one of the world's 7 continents. A continent is a huge area of land. North America is the 3rd largest continent and it stretches almost from the equator in the south to the Arctic in the north. North America sits between the Atlantic Ocean in the east and the Pacific Ocean in the west. North America is connected to the continent of South America by a narrow strip of land. This area is called Central America. Famous places. There are many amazing natural landmarks in North America. The Grand Canyon in Arizona in the United States is 277 miles long. Niagara Falls and Yellowstone National Park are also popular places to visit. There are many famous buildings too. In Mexico, there are pyramids built about 500 years ago by people called the Aztecs. Modern buildings include the CN Tower in Toronto, Canada, and the Hoover Dam in the United States. You can see these blue bubbles that tell a little bit more information about these pictures. We call them captions. Your teacher might stop and read these captions to learn a little bit more about these famous places. Geography. The largest mountain range in North America is the Rocky Mountains in the west. The Rockies stretch almost 3,100 miles from Mexico to Alaska. The Appalachian Mountains are on the east side of North America. There are deserts in the southwest of North America. They include the Mojave Desert in California and the Serrano Desert in New Mexico. The Great Plains is a huge area of flat land in the center of North America. It is also called a prairie. There are 5 huge lakes along the border between the United States and Canada. They are called the Great Lakes. Lake Superior is one of the Great Lakes. It is the world's largest freshwater lake. The Missouri is the longest river in North America. It is 2,341 miles long. It flows across the center of the United States and into the Mississippi River. The St. Lawrence River connects the Great Lakes with the Atlantic Ocean. North America has many different types of weather in the south. It is tropical. This means it is hot and there are lots of rain. In the north, it's very cold year-round, and there is lots of snow. Where do you think we live? In the north or the south? Your teacher might pause the video. You might have talked about that we get a lot of snow, so we live in the north part of North America. Extreme weather sometimes strikes North America. Hurricanes are giant storms. They bring powerful winds and heavy rains to Central America, the Caribbean, and the Southeast United States. Tornadoes also hit the United States. Animals. An amazing variety of animals live in North America. Polar bears live in far north, and grizzly bears live in the forests and mountains further south. Bisons live on the plains. They are also known as buffaloes. Alligators live in lakes, rivers, and swamps in the southeast United States. Hundreds of different types of birds make their homes in the rainforest of Central America. Jaguars live in the rainforest too. Plants. A giant plant grows in the desert in the south of North America. It is the saguaro cactus. It grows up to 49 feet high. It survives on very little water. There are vast conifer forests in the north of North America. Conifer trees stay green year-round. Giant redwood trees grow there too. They are the tallest trees in the world. They grow up to 367 feet high. People. American Indians were the first people to live in North America. There are many groups of American Indians all over North America. People from all over Europe settled in North America too, including from Britain, France, and Spain. Most people in the United States speak English. Many people in Central America and Mexico speak Spanish, and many people in Canada speak French. American Indians often speak their own language. What are the key details on these pages? And what clues helped you find them? Your teacher's going to pause the video. We learned North America has different groups of people. We know this by the heading. Each page in this book has had a heading and it says people. The text says multiple times people in North America and names different groups repeated in photos that show people. We also learn people speak different languages in North America. We hear the word speak and names of languages are repeated. American Indians are also the first people in North America. The words American Indians are repeated. When words are repeated, when we hear them over and over again, that means it's an important detail. So we know these pages are all about different types of people that live in North America. Sports and culture. Baseball, basketball, and ice hockey are popular sports in the United States and Canada. Football began in the United States. The Super Bowl is the biggest game of the year. Hollywood in Los Angeles, California. It is the center of movie industry in the United States. Hundreds of movies are made there every year. Popular music in North America includes country music in the United States and reggae music in the islands of the Caribbean. Countries. There are 23 countries in North America. The continent is made up mostly of 3 very large countries. These are the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. Canada is the second largest country in the world after Russia. Most of the countries of North America are islands in the Caribbean Sea, such as Cuba and Jamaica. Greenland is the world's largest island, but is not a country. It is part of Denmark, a country in Europe. I heard the word continent. North America is a country, and a continent is made up of countries. North America is a country, and it is made up. The continent is made up of countries. Cities and countryside. New York City, Los Angeles, New Mexico, and Toronto are some of the cities in North America with the greatest number of people. Mexico City is the largest city in North America. Around 20 million people live there. New York is an important world business center. There are thousands of small towns in the plains of North America. Some people who live there are farmers who grow wheat and raise cattle. In Central America, most people work on small farms. They grow coffee, sugar, or bananas. Natural resources and products. Trees are cut down in the forests in Canada and the United States. The wood is used to make furniture, houses, and many other wooden objects. Oil and gases are found under the ground in oceans in many places. North America has many different industries. Cars are made in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Boeing airplanes are made near Seattle, Washington, Silicon Valley, and California, in the home of the U.S. computer industry. These pages tell some fun facts and a quiz all about North America. And then there's our glossary. We talked a little bit about our glossary at the beginning of the story. All of these bold words are important words on the pages that tell us about details that we can find in North America. This book also tells us about more books we can explore to learn about North America and some websites. We also have our index that is kind of like our contents in the beginning of this book, but now we have it at the end and it tells important key details and where to find them. Now that we've listened to Introducing North America, let's dig deep into some key details. Learn all about Introducing North America and pulled key details out of the text. Your job today in Seesaw is to look at the page about cities and countryside, and then answer the question, what is a key detail from this page of introducing North America? You're going to choose your answer whether it's about cities, rivers, trains, or trees. Remember, you're just looking at the details on this page. Until next time, bye Kipsters.